morning, students. Welcome back. Okay, so from today we start with the zoology paper first. So in last video we are discussing about the syllabus of zoology. So from this video onwards we will study the detailed syllabus. Okay. So for zoology paper first, now today we start with the chapter first, and the chapter first is principles of classification. Okay, so now we start with the first chapter, that is principles of classification. See, students, already when we just observe around ourselves. Okay, so there are many different types of the plants and animals we observe in the nature. So when you observe the different types of plants and animals, actually the animals, now as we are the student of zoology, so we are just concentrated on the zoology, means the animals. So basically, just let me clear you that the zoology is the science which deals with the study of different types of the animals. Okay, so these animals which are of variety of type. For example, if you just observe the different types of animals which are present in our surrounding, for example, the domesticated animal, for example, cow, cat, dog, buffalo, all these animals, they are present in our houses, because many of you have the background which is just related with the farmer background. Okay, and as you know that many different types of animals which are present in our houses, because we are going to rear them, or we are going to just keep them with us as they gives us the different types of the products. Okay, and we since call them as domesticated animals. Then wild animals are also there. So in case of the wild animals, lion, tiger, elephant, fox, so all these are the animals which are present in the wild. Again, many animals are there which are of small size. Just let me tell you the different types of animals you already know. Paramecium, Euglena, Hydra, different types of the flatworms, okay, frog, Scoliodon, fishes, sparrow, crow. So these are the different types of the animals we observe around us. And at least some of them, they are familiar to you, because they are already studied by you in the school or in 11th or 12th somewhere. So they are actually known for you. But if you observe carefully, some of them, they are very small in size. And as they are very small in size, we call them as the microscopic. Okay. So when we just observe the different types of animals around us, so some of them, they are microorganisms. So what is the terminology? Microorganisms. See, this word is made up of the two words micro and organisms. So organisms means what? Either they are animal, either they are plant, okay, or they are small sized microorganism. For example, bacteria, okay. And micro means the smaller inner size, and as they are very smaller, it is not possible for us to observe them with our naked eyes. And for observing such a type of animals, we require microscope. See, the microscope, which is the machine we use in our lab. So when you visited the lab of biology, the microscope is there. So that microscope is actually useful for observing such a type of the microorganism. For example, so the paramecium, amoeba. Okay, so these are the microscopic organism. Okay, microscopic means they are very small. If you take a drop of water on the slide, okay, suppose see this hand, consider that it is the slide. Okay, and if you put a drop of water and if you observe that drop of water under the microscope, actually you are able to visible many different types of the small sized organisms. Okay, But if you just take a drop of water and observe without microscope, it is not possible for you to observe any animal or any microscopic organism without microscope. Okay, so for observing the microorganism, you require the microscope. Okay, so when we are using the microscope, the smaller organisms they become visible, and as they are very smaller, they require microscope for their observation. We call them as the microorganisms. Okay, so as we know that there are many different types of the microorganisms which are present on the earth, not only the microorganisms. Okay, okay. Before we study the further things, let me tell you that whatever the terminologies, okay, I will just write on the board. Try to write it in your notebook. Okay, make a summary of such a words. See the word microorganism, which is divided into two parts, micro and organism, because these some of the these suffixes are there which are useful throughout in the zoology, and if you understand the meaning, the concept of that particular word, it will become easier for you to study the next concepts. So whenever I will teach you, just try to write down the notes, okay, parallel notes. Okay, as we are not present actually in the classrooms. Okay, so this is just a gentle request to you that try to note down whatever the things I will write it on the board. Okay. Otherwise, if you just revise the video, you just observe the video once, twice, thrice, and try to understand the concept. And if you are unable to understand the concept, just call me. Okay. So we are either discussing on the Google Classroom also. So it is new for you. Slowly and slowly, as you will become habitual for that, okay, it has become easy for you to post the questions. Okay, and when you post some questions, I will just solve your questions. Okay? I will answer your questions and I will just solve the queries. Okay. So here the microorganisms are there. Then many different plants are also present around us, and many different animals are also present around us. So in nature, the microorganisms, plants and animals, all these living organisms are present. Okay, all we consider all these things, the microorganism, plants, animal, collectively we call them as the living world or living organisms. So these living organisms, they are present in nature, and for our convenience, okay, for the convenience of human being, we are going to divide them into different types of the groups. For example, the living organisms and non-living organisms. These are also two groups which we are going to make them, because living things and non-living things. Non-living things. Non-living things means what? We consider here the soil, air, okay, and water, atmosphere. Okay, so all these are the different types of things which are actually we just call them as non-living things. Okay, so when we just study the living and non-living things, we are going to divide the living world into many small groups according to our convenience. For example, see, when we say plants, what we think? The material which is not moved from one place to the another place, and it is green. The leaves of the plants, they are green in color, and they produce their own food material. It is our concept, because it is fit in our mind that plants they are unable to move and they are able to produce their food material. When we say animals, that concept is there in our mind that animals, they are able to move from one place to the another place. For example, fishes swims in the water, birds fly in the air. The tetrapods means the animals like four legs animals, we call them as tetrapods. Okay, cow, dog, they are able to walk or they are able to run. So different types of animals are there. And when we said animal, we just try to recall the animals which are familiar to us. So why it is so? because it is in our mind that we are just considering certain characters. Okay, if I will just tell you, see, it is just a practice for you. Simultaneously, when we learn the zoology, we are just practice something. Okay, now I will tell you the 10 different things. You have to classify those things into non-living and living. And again, in case of living organisms, you have to classify those words actually according to the group microorganism, plants and animals. You already know the concept plants and animals, and today we learn the microorganism. What are microorganisms? Okay, so now we are familiar with all these three terminologies: microorganism, plant, animal, non-living and living things. Okay, so it is very well. Okay, I will just tell you the 10 things. You have to summarize all those 10 things in these 5 different groups. Living, non-living. Again, in case of living, you have to classify them as a microorganism, plants and animal. Okay, just try to write it down. Okay, the first one, that is lion. Second word is chair. Third word is stone. Next one is the rose plant. Next, that is the paramecium. Next one, frog. Stand. Next is sparrow. Next, mango plant. The next one, table. Okay, now whatever the things I will just give you, try to classify them according to the things. Okay, so it is just a practice for you. Now when I tell you the list of the things, your mind is thinking whether it is living or whether it is non-living. Okay, if it is living, then we have to place that particular thing whether in a microorganism group or plant group or animal group. So your thinking process is start. Your brain works on that particular thing. So how it works? Actually, when you are going to compare or when you are going to put the thing in particular group, either in a microorganism or plant or animal, actually your brain is thinking, and what it thinks on the basis of certain characters. बघा तुमच्या मनामध्ये काय येते, अरे आपल्याला हे जे मॅडमने लिस्ट दिली आहे त्याच्यातलं प्रत्येक गोष्ट आपल्याला या मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम मध्ये टाकू शकतो आपण, की प्लांट मध्ये, की नॉन लिव्हिंग मध्ये, की ॲनिमल मध्ये, आपण कशात टाकू शकतो, कोणत्या ग्रुप मध्ये. हे का होत आहे? आणि तुमच्या डोक्यात ती कन्सेप्ट फिट आहे की नॉन लिव्हिंग थिंग काय आहे, लिव्हिंग थिंग काय आहे, आणि लिव्हिंग मध्ये परत मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम काय, प्लांट काय, ॲनिमल काय. तुमचा ब्रेन काय करतोय? इट स्टार्ट्स टू कंपेअर. Okay, so brain starts to compare, and the comparison, see, the comparison is on the basis of characters. Okay, certain characters, if they are present, you are going to put those things in a non-living things, while if they are absent, you are putting it in another group. So when we say that the lion, you just try to think, okay, lion is the actually according to your previous experience, you are saying that okay, the lion is the living one. Why? Because it respires, it requires the food for its growth. It shows growth. The small lion, it will become large in the size. Okay, so all those things, the lion, they are reproduces and produces the new young lion. Okay, so we are saying that all those things, when you think, you are keep that particular lion in the living organism. If I will tell, when I will tell you the chair, your mind, your brain start to think, okay, chair, the size of the chair never grow. Okay, it doesn't require air for the process of respiration. It is not required food material for its growth. So the size of the chair remains same as it is. If you observe any thing like the chalk or actually chair, okay, so the chair, the size of the chair remains same. Today it is also same chair. If you observe tomorrow, that chair remain as same chair. Okay, there is no change. Okay, so we call it as a non-living. Why? Because there is absence of respiration process, there is absence of digestion, there is absence of growth. Okay, so these are the certain characters, means the characters. Just try to understand character on the basis of characters we are going to differentiate the things into either initially in the non-living and living organism, and if they are living organism, the next step we are going to think whether it is fit in the group of microorganism or it is fit in the group of plant or whether it is fit in the group of animals. So again, depending on certain characters, we are going to fit them in that particular group. So the characters may or play main role. Okay, so the characters means when we study the classification. See, this is just the example. What is classification? Classification means we are going to classify. ज्याला आपण मराठीमध्ये म्हणतो वर्गीकरण. Many of the students, they are from English medium, few they are from semi-English, and remaining other they are from Marathi medium. Okay, if you are unable to understand, just feel free to ask me. Okay, so जेव्हा मला वाटलं तेव्हा मी मधनं तुम्हाला सांगेन, पण English is must because when you are answering in examination, okay, the English language is must. Okay, so try to just understand the English language, and it is very simple. Okay, so here बघा क्लासिफिकेशन म्हणजे आपण थोडक्यात काय करू शकतो की वर्गीकरण आहे. वर्गीकरण आपण त्याच्या कॅरेक्टर्स प्रमाणे त्यांचे वेगळे ग्रुप बनवतो आहे. If we take the example of our day-to-day life, okay, say everybody is foodie, everyone likes to eat many things. मग आपण जर बघा कोणत्याही खायच्या गोष्टी असतील तर आपल्याला खूप इंटरेस्ट असतो खाण्यामध्ये, प्रत्येकालाच असतो, बरोबर. मग ह्या कोणत्याही खायच्या गोष्टी घेतल्या तर आपण त्यांचं असं दोन वर्गात आपल्या माहितीसाठी आपण असं कन्सिडर करू की तुम्ही त्याचं 2 किंवा 3 वेगवेगळ्या ह्याच्यामध्ये क्लासिफिकेशन करू शकतो, बरोबर. तसं गोड वस्तू आहे खायची, तिखट वस्तू आहे, बरोबर, किंवा मग आपण त्याला असं म्हणू शकतो की युजफुल म्हणजे डाएट. अकॉर्डिंग टू डाएट ॲक्च्युली प्रत्येक गोष्ट युजफुलच असते, पण डाएटच्या अँगलने जर विचार केला तर ती उपयुक्त आहे की नाही. म्हणजे भाजीपोळी, ॲक्च्युली भाजीपोळी चांगली आहे पण आवडत नाही आपल्याला, बरोबर. का आपल्याला बाकीचे पदार्थ आवडतात, वडापाव, पाणीपुरी. मग आता बघा आपण असे ग्रुप केले, रोजच्या जेवणातनं आपण जे पदार्थ आहेत ते युजफुल असतात, आणि हे जे दुसरा ग्रुप सांगितला की तो आवडतो, चमचमीत लागतो, खायला आवडतो, पण तो डाएटमध्ये ॲक्च्युली तो युजफुल नाही आहे. मग आपण हे कसं काय केलं की ह्या ज्या सगळ्या फूड होते त्या फूडचं आपण क्लासिफिकेशन केलं. हे क्लासिफिकेशन 2 वर्गात केलं, बरोबर. सेम तसंच जे पण काही लिव्हिंग ऑर्गॅनिझम आपल्या पृथ्वीवर आहेत त्या सगळ्या पृथ्वीवरच्या लिव्हिंग ऑर्गॅनिझम्सचं आपण 3 गोष्टींमध्ये क्लासिफिकेशन केलेलं आहे. मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम, प्लांट्स आणि ॲनिमल्स. And when it is related with the animals, we call it as the zoology. Okay, so when we study plants, we call it as botany. When we study only microorganisms, we call it as the microbiology. म्हणजे जो बायोलॉजी हा पेपर तुम्ही 12वी पर्यंत फक्त बायोलॉजी पार्ट 1 आणि पार्ट 2 म्हणून शिकवत होते, इथून पुढे तुम्हाला तोच बायोलॉजी झुलॉजी, बॉटनी आणि मायक्रोबायोलॉजीमध्ये असं आपण त्याचं डिव्हिजन केलं आहे. आपल्या कन्व्हिनियन्स प्रमाणे, आपल्या सोयीने आपण त्याचं वर्गीकरण केलं, बरोबर. मग पहिला जो चॅप्टर आहे आपला प्रिन्सिपल्स ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन. ॲक्च्युली हे प्रिन्सिपल्स ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशनचा अर्थ असा आहे की वर्गीकरण आपण कसं करतो आणि वर्गीकरण का महत्त्वाचं आहे. ओके, सो इन द नेक्स्ट व्हिडिओ वी आर ॲक्च्युली स्टार्ट्स विथ द actual principles, why we are going to classify all the living organism and why it is necessary. So in the next video we just study the chapter first, that is principles of classification. Thank you.